Stock market recap. Today is Monday, June 2nd, 2025. We started off the morning with ISM manufacturing PMI coming in slightly weaker than expected, which kept stocks down. But then we started getting some posts on X about the tariffs, and I wanted to read these off to you. Okay, so there was a post that the Trump administration wants country's best offer with tariffs by Wednesday. So this is, giving some hope that we can get through, with negotiations with tariffs. So that started getting stocks coming back. And then a White House spokesperson said Trump and China's Xi will likely talk this week. So just them talking on the phone, like I've talked about in the past, can have people gain confidence that some sort of deal is going to be reached permanently. Okay. So stocks continue to go up from there. And then the U.S. extended the tariff pause on some Chinese goods to August 31st, guys. So again, consistent progress, on these tariffs. So this is why stocks started going higher. The second part of the day is because of this news. Also, Iran being able to get this low-grade uranium, that helped as well with the market, okay? And just know the headline news, though, easily can scare people off. That's one of the problems. It's keeping people right out of the market because a lot of people are throwing in the towel saying, I just can't take the back and forth anymore. And as frustrating as it may be, unfortunately, these stocks are just probably going to chop higher, grind higher because stocks climb a wall of worry and, people end up buying way higher. So it's hard to do, I know, when you're pissed off, you're frustrated. But these are the times, just find your dips and get in. That's what people are doing. They're buying the dips right now, whether it be institutions, hedge funds. People are just trying to get in, okay, to some of these names. Now, just know Broadcom, which is ticker symbol AVGO, they have earnings Thursday after market close, so that's June 5th. In the past, after Broadcom's earnings, this has marked the top with the tech stocks, okay, if you look back at history after earnings. So just know that, okay, we could run into that. I'm curious to see if that happens again, if history repeats itself, okay? So be aware of that. Again, Broadcom's earnings Thursday after market close. I like this company a lot, okay? And if it does dip long-term, you have to be able to handle those dips, okay? That's the hard part. I think where a lot of investors get tripped up is because when they know a stock's going to go down, they feel like they have to get out of the way. But sometimes you have to just handle the dip. You know it's coming. You weather the storm, you buy more, and you come out of it even better on the other end. That's what differentiates, a decent investor to a really good investor. The ones that don't sell, they just buy more, because when you keep selling, buying back in, selling, buying back in, your cost basis goes higher over time. So you lost your initial cost basis, unless you're, putting in the LIFO method, last in, first out, to sell the last shares you bought, right? If you bought your initial shares cheaper. So just be aware of that. That's why it's best just to just stay in. If you're going to sell just to buy back in later, then you might as well just keep holding, guys, and just add on the dip. That's what I say, okay? So I wanted to point that out. Also, the software stocks are doing well, guys. Remember I mentioned IGV, also CLOU. Those are the ETFs. Those have both been doing well since I recommended those. Okay, the software names obviously aren't as affected by tariffs as much either, so it makes sense. And artificial intelligence. And so these are areas that are hot right now, okay? Also, like Snowflake's been doing well, okay? A lot of names. Micron got bought up today all day long. It was going up in a 45-degree angle if you look at the chart, and that's usually institutions doing buying. So Micron's looking pretty strong as well, okay? So I wanted to point that out. And yeah, so that's what's going on today, guys. And, you got to just pick your moments, like I said, buying the dips when you get them, even if, like I said, you're uncertain, there's fear. Oftentimes, that's the best time you got to do it, guys. Like I said, I just don't want you guys buying at all-time highs, okay? Unfortunately, a lot of people get caught doing that when the coast is clear, when everything looks good, right? That's where stocks have already recovered, right? You have to buy into the fear and uncertainty if you want to get that upside. Just remember that.